Chicago was already shaking long before Bruno Mars stepped into the spotlight, and according to thousands of fans inside Soldier Field, the opening act may have delivered one of the most unexpected moments of the entire night. By the time the lights dimmed over the massive stadium in Chicago, the energy inside Soldier Field had already reached a level most concerts never achieve. Fans screamed, phones lit up the stands, and social media feeds exploded with clips showing the crowd reacting wildly to the opening performances from Paak's DJ P. We Set and rising artist Leon Thomas. What was supposed to be a warm-up for the main event suddenly became one of the most talked-about moments of the evening. The anticipation surrounding Bruno Mars had already been enormous for weeks. Chicago fans packed the stadium hours before showtime, many wearing vintage tour merch, sequin jackets, and handmade signs dedicated to the Grammy-winning superstar. But few expected the atmosphere to erupt before Bruno Mars even made his entrance. As the stadium speakers roared to life, Paak appeared in his DJ P. We persona, instantly transforming the massive venue into something that felt more like a giant block party than a traditional stadium concert. His set blended funk, old-school hip-hop, R&B classics, and modern dance tracks with a confidence that immediately connected with the crowd. Fans near the floor level could be seen dancing before the first transition even finished. Entire sections of Soldier Field were already on their feet. Videos shared online showed audience members screaming lyrics, waving lights, and reacting as if the headliner had already arrived. It felt like Chicago forgot this was only the opening act, one local concertgoer posted on social media shortly after the performance. The stadium was already at maximum energy. Leon Thomas followed with a performance that many fans later described as surprisingly emotional and incredibly polished. Known for his smooth vocals, songwriting credits, and growing solo career, Thomas delivered a set that balanced confidence with vulnerability. His stage presence appeared calm at first, but by the middle of his performance, the crowd response became impossible to ignore. One of the loudest moments came during a soulful vocal run that triggered immediate cheers across the stadium. Fans began recording non-stop. Some stood on chairs just to capture the atmosphere around them. Music journalist Dana Feldman, who attended the show for a Chicago entertainment outlet, later described the opening sequence as strategically brilliant. The audience arrived expecting nostalgia and spectacle from Bruno Mars, Feldman explained. But the opening acts gave them something else first: surprise. That surprise created emotional momentum before the main performance even started. Industry insiders say that momentum matters more than ever in modern stadium concerts. In the age of viral clips and short-form content, opening acts are no longer treated like background entertainment. They are now part of the event's storytelling experience. And in Chicago, that strategy appeared to work perfectly. Behind the scenes, producers reportedly wanted the atmosphere inside Soldier Field to feel immersive from the very beginning. Instead of slowly building toward excitement, the show attacked the audience with energy immediately. According to concert production analyst Marcus Hill, that pacing can dramatically change audience perception. If people are emotionally invested before the headliner appears, the entire concert feels bigger, Hill said. You're not waiting for the magic to start. The magic is already happening. That emotional build became obvious as the stadium lights dimmed again following Leon Thomas's set. By then, Soldier Field no longer sounded like a crowd waiting patiently for a superstar. It sounded like a city already overwhelmed by the experience. Fans began chanting Bruno Mars' name long before he appeared. Every movement behind the stage curtain triggered screaming. Camera flashes covered the stadium like waves of lightning. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. As the opening instrumental thundered through Soldier Field, Bruno Mars finally emerged onto the stage to deafening noise that many attendees later compared to a playoff game atmosphere. The roar was immediate. Violent. Emotional. Some fans cried instantly. Others stood frozen with phones in hand, trying to process the scale of the moment unfolding in front of them. The entrance itself lasted only seconds, but videos circulating online afterward captured just how explosive the reaction was. One clip posted from the upper stadium level showed the entire venue shaking as Bruno Mars appeared beneath a wall of lights and smoke effects. It didn't feel like a normal concert entrance, one fan told local media after the show. It felt like the release of hours of emotion.
That emotional release may explain why the Chicago performance quickly became one of the most discussed stops among fans online.
While Bruno Mars delivered the polished vocals, choreography, and stage command audiences expected, much of the conversation afterward centered around how effectively the opening acts prepared the stadium for the main event.
Entertainment critic Melissa Grant noted that the structure of the night reflected Bruno Mars' understanding of live performance psychology.
Bruno Mars has always understood pacing better than most artists, Grant explained.
The audience wasn't exhausted by the time he arrived. They were activated. Throughout the performance, Bruno Mars appeared fully aware of the electricity inside Soldier Field.
Multiple times during the show, he paused to acknowledge the crowd noise directly. At one point, he reportedly smiled and looked toward the band as the audience continued screaming between songs.
Chicago has hosted countless major stadium concerts over the years, but longtime local fans said this atmosphere felt unusually intense even by city standards.
Part of that intensity may come from Bruno Mars' reputation as one of the strongest live performers in modern pop music. His concerts are known for precision, live instrumentation, audience interaction, and high-level showmanship. Fans often describe his performances as experiences rather than simple concerts. But in Chicago, the emotional tone seemed different from the beginning.
There was tension, anticipation, curiosity, and the opening acts amplified all of it.
Leon Thomas, in particular, gained major attention online after fans praised his vocal control and confidence performing in front of such a massive audience. Several clips from his set began trending among music fan accounts within hours of the show ending. Anderson.Paak's DJP.We appearance also became a major talking point, especially among fans who appreciated how unpredictable and playful the set felt compared to traditional opening performances.
He didn't perform like somebody warming up the crowd, one attendee wrote online.
He performed like he wanted to own the stadium. That confidence appeared contagious. By the middle of the night, Soldier Field had transformed into something larger than a tour stop.
It became a shared emotional event. Fans sang loudly enough to overpower sections of the sound system during certain choruses.
Stadium employees reportedly stopped to watch parts of the performance from tunnels and side platforms.
Even after the concert ended, thousands of fans remained outside the venue discussing specific moments from the night. Some replayed videos immediately. Others debated whether Chicago had received one of the best performances of the tour so far. Social media activity surrounding the concert surged overnight.
Clips featuring Bruno Mars' entrance, crowd reactions, and opening act moments rapidly spread across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube fan pages. Music marketing strategist Kevin Rowe believes the structure of the show contributed heavily to that online momentum. People share emotional escalation, Rowe explained. This concert gave audiences multiple peaks instead of one. The opening acts created the first wave. Bruno Mars created the explosion. That explosion may ultimately define why this particular Chicago performance resonated so strongly online. It was not simply about a celebrity appearance or a polished setlist. It was about emotional timing. Fans arrived expecting Bruno Mars. What they experienced before he even touched the stage changed the energy of the entire night. And in the world of modern live entertainment, moments like that matter. Stadium concerts are no longer judged only by vocals or production value. They are judged by how deeply they make audiences feel connected in real time. At Soldier Field, that connection started earlier than anyone expected. Long before Bruno Mars delivered the first lyric. Long before the spotlight fully hit center stage. And long before Chicago realized the opening act itself was becoming part of concert history.